All right, if you plan on competing in the Pac-12 for a championship, you better be able to play pass defense. Mark Rogers TV looking at as many positional units as we can possibly get to, and we make our stop in the Pac-12 and with Jack Follman from Pacific Takes. Jack, it's always a pleasure joining you.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, let's talk about Washington. The Huskies really put together a nice defensive effort last year, but specifically in the secondary, second in the Pac-12 in pass efficiency defense, 15 interceptions, only allowed 11 touchdowns. So a really strong unit that is bringing back just about everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard to debate that they wouldn't be the top incoming defensive back unit in the Pac-12 next year, and they're going to be right up there with anyone in the country. They got 3 starters coming back that are 3-year starters, 2 of which are guaranteed first-team All-Pac-12 guys. The other one is a guy I think could sneak up there, and couple of those guys are really good NFL prospects. I mean, they're just replacing one starter, and even then he was kind of a part-time starter. So that's going to be the strength of their team coming into 2016.
Yeah, so let's start there. You mentioned Brian Clay, kind of a part-time starter. He did miss the Stanford game last year, still finished 3rd on the team in tackles, so a key contributor there. What are they doing to fill his spot?
Yeah, it was a pretty open competition starting in spring. No real clear front runners going in. Coming out was a guy who saw a lot of time. Last year's JoJo McIntosh. I think he's a sophomore or junior. He's just kind of around a 205, 210 guy, a 5'11", 5'10", just does a little bit of everything right. And he's going to be surrounded by a lot of talent if he can hold on to that starting spot. There's some other guys in that mix as well. There's Trevor Walker or Ezekiel Turner and Brandon Beaver. Some of those guys have a lot of experience. I know Turner is a big hitting JC transfer who came in last year, but I think all of those guys are maybe just a half a step behind McIntosh right now for as far as taking that starting spot.
Jack, I can't believe we've talked Washington DBs for a couple minutes now and haven't mentioned Budda Baker yet. He's the guy that everybody knows about that follows college football. Sidney Jones, also an established player back there. Both those guys vying for Pac-12 honors and maybe even nationally.
Yeah, I mean, they have in Jones and Baker, they have a couple of, bona fide stars there. I think right after the NFL draft, you saw Mel Kiper release his big board, and I think Jones was right up there with and top 3 or top 5 at cornerback. He's a rangy 6 foot, 180 type guy who I think had 4 interceptions last year and 10 plus pass breakups. He's just always great ball skills, a ton of range with that length and kind of a wingspan, and you don't want to throw his way. Then Baker might be the fastest safety in the country. He's 5'10", 180-ish. He's a little small, but with that kind of speed he brings back there, he can cover the whole field, and he can also come up and lay hits because he has that kind of athleticism. So he's those 2 guys, the sky's the limit with what they could, be recognized for this year.
Yeah, there's also some evidence out there that Budda Baker's gaining a little bit of weight, trying to bulk up a little bit while maintaining all that athleticism. As you know, Jack, Kevin King's a player who's played a little bit of corner, also played some safety. He's a key contributor, 3 interceptions last year. Any other names we need to know about?
There's also one more. I mean, to go back on the King a little bit, he's that kind of guy that Washington fans, a lot of people say, he's actually better than Jones and Baker because he's like 6'3", 195, and he missed I think the bowl game, maybe another game, and you could really tell when he was gone because he's that good of a player. The other guy is Darren Gardenhire. He's kind of the 3rd cornerback, a nickel back, a ball hawk, a smaller, faster ball hawk type guy than the other corners, and he would be the best cornerback on a lot of teams, even teams in the Pac-12, but he's just behind those. He's behind Jones and King. I think he's a junior, and I think he had a few picks last year too in limited time. So he's another guy you're going to see in the Husky defensive backfield a lot.
All right, Jack Follman joining us from Pacific Takes, and as we well know, year to year, the Pac-12 throws the football as well as anyone in the country, so you need the DBs to be able to contend for those contested balls downfield and not blow coverages. Jack, this looks like a really strong unit for the Huskies overall here.
For sure. I mean, should be one of the best in the country as long as they avoid injury.
All right, Jack. Thanks for the breakdown.
You got it.